Hello everyone. Welcome back to our Children's Church Story Time. This week, we're going to focus on a place called Jericho, where the new leader Joshua has a task to accomplish. Let's check it out.
Jericho. Joshua was the new leader of God's people. After many long years in the hot, dusty wilderness, God was giving his children a second chance to enter the land he had promised them. This time, they would obey him. There was just one thing standing between them and their new home. Actually, it was a big thing. It was an enormous city called Jericho. Joshua sent 2 men to spy on the city. The king of Jericho heard that they were spies in his city, and he sent soldiers to catch them. The spies needed help. In Jericho, there lived a brave woman called Rahab. She had heard stories about God and believed they were true. She wanted to help God's people. Rahab knew that the king was trying to catch the 2 spies, so she did something very dangerous. She hid them on the roof of her house. When night came, the spies climbed down the city walls and escaped. The king's soldiers looked everywhere for them. The people of Jericho were frightened of God's tribe because they knew that God was strong. Rahab asked for God's protection. The spies promised her that she would be safe because she had shown them a kindness. And because Rahab trusted God, he kept her safe and her family safe. The 2 spies rushed back to Joshua and told him what they had heard. The people of Jericho are terrified of us because they have heard how God rescued us from Egypt and made a dry path through the Red Sea. They've heard how God has helped us defeat our enemies. They say that our God is the supreme God of the heavens above and the earth below. No one wants to fight us. Jericho wasn't a huge city, it was a fortress, which means it had high walls, enormous gates, and no easy way to get in or out. This was the strongest city God's people have ever seen. Getting in, through, over, or past it seemed impossible. But God had a different plan. He told his people to march around the city once a day for 6 days. No charging, no shouting, no battle cry. Just the sound of their trumpets. This wasn't how they usually fought their battles. This wasn't how anyone fought a battle. But this time they trusted God and did what he asked. Inside the city walls, the people of Jericho trembled and wondered what was happening. After 6 days, God told his people to march around the city 7 times. This time the trumpets blasted and everyone shouted as loudly as they possibly could. And then something very surprising happened. The strong, tall walls of Jericho came crashing down. All of them. Because God had helped his people. And because they had trusted him, Jericho was no longer in their way. Now, at last, God's people could enter their new home, their promised land. God had promised Abraham, a special tribe and new home. He had rescued his people from Egypt and given them freedom. He had kept them safe in the desert and given them food and water. He had given them rules to teach them to live well. And now he had given them a new home. They were just where God wanted them to be.
Wow. I love stories like this because it reminds us that no matter what's in front of us, no matter what's attacking us, no matter what obstacles we have, as long as God promised it to us and he's covering us, we will be all right and we will get what he promised. Because God is not a man that should lie. Because God never lies. I'll see you next time.
Sunday at 11:30